So what's the scope of this product master data management project? It was to provide product master data solution architectures, or a solution architecture that caters for the 3 to 5 year business transformation program, that's the immediate phase requirements, and subsequent phase requirements. The acquisition businesses' product requirements had to be incorporated into the scope. The single product master must integrate all product characteristics, including structured and unstructured data. Because remember, they have lovely pictures, lovely images of all their products. Because that's got to go on labels, it's got to go to their customers, because in a large number of these businesses, they're wholesaling, not just retailing the product, the manufactured products. So there's a whole disparate set of business requirements dealing with unstructured data as well as structured data. A full retail and manufacturing product lifecycle must be incorporated, including all links into enterprise operations. Cleaning up all the product master data, providing one true source of product data. At the divisional level, the business unit level, departmental level, and at the business level, including acquired businesses. Mapping all legacy and new application product views. And minimisation of throwaway and rework. So the impact has been the provision of correct, complete and consistent product data to the end-to-end manufacturing process. What you see is what you really get. One true source of product data used by all aspects of the enterprise, including the traditional or transitional acquired businesses. Detailed reconcilable data, providing full business confidence in all aspects of product data. Massive cost savings, and the use of the solution to clean up the quality of all product data. Mitigating risk of significant gaps in knowledge transfer for the acquired businesses in the earn-out periods, the transitional periods. Further impacts, the provision of legacy to new product master data mappings, identification of gaps, the identification of potential customisation requirements, and the ability to look under the covers of all potential product master data management solutions by using the enterprise services model and the integrated logical data models. So here's how we mastered product data with one solution. We have our enterprise information architecture based on the enterprise services model. We have a product information architecture, which essentially is our integrated product logical data model, as it's called, the product schema. Clearly understood, all business rules defined, the functional scope clearly defined. We have our target ERP manufacturing application. We have a number of product master data management applications. PRMS at this point in time is the product master, because what we did, because there are 22 of these things, a lot of those businesses actually used Excel spreadsheets to manage complex product cross relationships, for example. They said they only had 4 products. You did the analysis, it took 3 weeks to do the analysis, and the guys come up with like 3,000 products, because all the different permutations that were available for those so-called 4 products. They are all incorporated and have all been fed into PRMS as the product master for the next phase. What the transformation, or what the program development team was doing, was attempting to do a one-to-one mapping, taking each application in isolation and implementing one application at a time with a one-to-one mapping to the new ERP. That was like mapping apples to bananas. You can't map one-to-one. Because remember, the data structures of each and every one of these are quite different. Therefore, the data definitions are different. The business rules are very different. This, as we've seen, an item there is not a product. It may be close or represent some of the characteristics of product that the manufacturers require, but not the enterprise perspective of a product. concepts like the product concept, when you're developing new products, the new product innovation cycle that they perform, the ideas, coming up with the ideas. So that new product introduction is a major process that goes on for months. None of that's incorporated. So they can never link what's planned to what's already in place. What we did was to map each of these legacy product applications to the product information architecture, the integrated LDM. We mapped the target ERP to the product information architecture. So only then could we identify the context of the solution and define the product solution architecture. And what you'll find, it's not a one-to-one mapping. It's a many-to-many mappings, many times over. The original mappings were about, what, an A3 sheet? I think they're up to about the first implementation, about 60 pages of this many-to-many mappings, because that essentially is the way we're transforming all of this source product data to the product information architecture, what's called the master data control system now, product master data control in this case, and then transforming that to the ERP application. This data is persistent. The master data control for product is persistent. So none of it's throwaway. Another one of the analyses that was performed, and this is a little bit inaccurate because it shows there, what it showed was that this application, Hamilton Grant, which is a specialised recipe management application, this is the percentage fit to the product information requirements. So it showed that Hamilton Grant had a 57% fit to the product requirements. But the business were already using Hamilton Grant at the corporate level, the quality and innovation group that defined the new products and defined the product life cycle. And they said, how can that be? Because that doesn't meet our requirements now. The reason that was is because when we looked under the covers using our enterprise services model, an integrated logical data model, we found that the database was simple. One A4 sheet covered the whole database. Everything was hard-coded in thousands and thousands of lines of code. But it performed recipe management beautifully. So on the surface, it looked like it was meeting a large part of the requirements. But in fact, that was less than 20% of requirements when we did the final analysis. But all of these, the existing product master from our next phase, phase 1.2, PRMS, had a 30% fit. SAP had a 30% fit. Now some of these that they're using as the product master had less than 10% fit to product requirements. That piece of analysis basically convinced senior management that they had to follow this approach because the transformation program was falling further and further behind. The business benefits were therefore falling away. They had no solutions in place. And we did a 3-week assessment of these applications to come up with this set of data gaps and the percentage fit. So mastering product data with the one solution, it caters for the data management requirements at all levels in the organisation, including both master and transactional data. Data quality with a real-time management of business rule violations by enforcing the business rules in both multiple legacy applications and the new ERP applications. Enterprise business intelligence requirements for analytics, reporting, drilling through the data, data mining. Enterprise and acquired business data integration. By our product information architecture, we integrated the data across all the 22 source applications and the new ERP application, the first of those anyway. A single repository of both enterprise and individual businesses' product data. The product data conversion and migration from legacy to new applications, in some cases one-off, like from the SAP, but from PRMS, because that's the master, it's automated and productionised. A daily batch set of jobs are running through. All the data still being captured in PRMS from a number of those other legacy applications, but meeting their requirements. Any specialised requirements, we have a concept of warehouse managed data. And typically it applies to reference type data where the data is not captured by any application. A lot of the codes tables, for example, the data won't be captured, so you can't enforce the values. But the value will appear in that attribute scattered right throughout a whole range of number of tables in the source application. There was about 30 something, just over 30 of those. So we actually capture those directly into the product information architecture, or the product MDC system as it's called, Master Data Control System. They're captured so we can then enforce any violation of those by that source application. And that's automated and productionised. Business transformation needs for the immediate phase and all subsequent phases of the transformation program and beyond. So we've looked long term, and we've implemented and remodelled some of the business rules, such as to do with product source and product branding and integrated product branding for non-proprietary product brands with customers. So we've got that integration point already defined. Not identified in any source application, none of them.